In 2026, Elon Musk's net worth crossed a number that had never been reached before. $1 trillion. That's more than Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, and Jeff Bezos combined. To some, he's a genius who lands rockets backwards. To others, he's just a greedy capitalist who doesn't know when to stop. Love him or hate him, it's no question that his success story is filled with ambition, controversy, and drama. This video covers Elon Musk's entire life, from a bullied child to the richest man in the world. But this video is also about what comes next for him and for the rest of the world. Because the future he builds is the one we have to live in. This is the story of Elon Musk. Elon Musk was born in Pretoria, South Africa in 1971. By most accounts, it wasn't an easy childhood. He's described being bullied badly at school, beaten so severely at one point that he ended up hospitalized. At home, his relationship with his father, Elon Musk, has been widely reported as difficult and strained, something Musk himself has spoken about publicly in the years since. But alone in his room, he found an escape. Books, especially science fiction, and computers. By age 12, he taught himself to code and sold his first program, a simple space game, for $500. At 17, he left South Africa for Canada, partly to avoid mandatory military service under apartheid, and partly chasing a bigger stage. A few years later, he transferred to the University of Pennsylvania, earning degrees in physics and economics. Musk's first payday came from a company called Zip2, an early online city guide service he co-founded with his brother. In 1999, Compaq bought it for over $300 million. Instead of enjoying the money, he poured it straight into his next business, an online bank named X.com. After X merged with Confinity, the combined company became PayPal, and Elon Musk became its CEO. But he didn't stay in charge for long. In 2000, while Musk was away on his honeymoon, PayPal's board staged a quiet boardroom coup and reassigned his role to Peter Thiel. PayPal's team was so talented, it has been dubbed the PayPal Mafia because so many of its employees went on to start successful companies of their own. Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim would later found YouTube. Reid Hoffman, an early executive, would leave to start LinkedIn. And of course, Elon Musk, who would go on to found Tesla and SpaceX. In 2002, eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion. Musk's stake alone was worth around $180 million. Musk took his PayPal money and founded SpaceX, with the goal to make rockets cheap enough to put humans on Mars. The first 3 launches all failed, and it looked like a failure. Musk had poured his entire fortune in these rockets, and none of them had made it to orbit, until the 4th launch, which became the first liquid-fueled rocket to reach orbit. This success brought them funding from NASA, which barely allowed them to stay afloat. While SpaceX was fighting for survival, Musk was also pouring money into a small electric car startup he'd invested in a few years earlier, Tesla. He wasn't a founder, but by 2008, he was its public face and largest backer, and soon, its CEO. Tesla was its own disaster in the making. The company was burning cash with no clear path to profitability. By the end of 2008, in the middle of a global financial crisis, Musk was reportedly down to his last funds, personally loaning money to both companies just to make payroll. Friends have said he was, at points, sleeping on a couch at SpaceX offices. The 2010s were when the bets started paying off. Tesla released the Model S in 2012, the car that proved electric vehicles could be fast, desirable, and genuinely competitive with luxury gas cars. At SpaceX, the milestones kept coming. In 2015, the company achieved something once thought impossible: landing an orbital rocket booster back on Earth, upright, so it could be reused. By 2020, SpaceX was launching NASA astronauts to the International Space Station, the first time a private company had done so, and Musk kept adding companies to the pile. Neuralink in 2016, aiming to build brain-computer interfaces. The Boring Company, also 2016, digging tunnels to solve traffic. Starlink, SpaceX's satellite internet project, launched in 2019 and would go on to become the largest satellite constellation in history. Off the factory floor, Musk was becoming something else too: a celebrity. Magazine covers, a Saturday Night Live hosting gig, and a Twitter following that would eventually reach over 100 million people. He was a brand, and even a meme. At Tesla, workers and journalists reported grueling conditions on the factory floor. Long hours, high injury rates, and a workplace culture some described as relentless. Musk pushed back publicly, insisting conditions were safe and improving. Lawsuits followed from former employees alleging discrimination, unsafe conditions, and retaliation. Tesla has denied most claims and settled others. Musk's own words caused problems too. In 2018, a tweet claiming he had funding secured to take Tesla private sent the stock swinging and triggered an SEC investigation. He and Tesla settled paying fines, and Musk was forced to step down as chairman. Then, Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion and renamed it X. The takeover triggered immediate upheaval. Verification was rebuilt from the ground up, now available to anyone willing to pay. Then, Musk announced that verified users would be prioritized on the platform. Twitter had become nothing more than a money-making machine. On June 12, 2026, SpaceX went public, listing on the NASDAQ under the ticker SPCX. It was the largest IPO in history, raising around $75 billion and valuing the company near $1.77 trillion. Musk's stake in the newly public company pushed his net worth past $1 trillion, but almost none of it was cash. It was mostly stock, tied to share prices that swing wildly day to day. Whatever the exact number on any given day, the scale of it was almost impossible to process. But what's actually next? Because during the making of this video, Elon isn't actually a trillionaire. Well, Elon still wants to colonize Mars. He's even floated the idea of detonating nuclear warheads over Mars's poles to release the carbon dioxide trapped in the ice and warm the planet enough to support life. An idea heavily criticized by scientists. But whether his plans succeed or not, he will remain one of the most well-known figures, for good or for bad. This has been the insane story of Elon Musk. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing so I can create more documentaries like this. I'll see you in the next one.